A lengthy Cowboys injury report breakdown about to begin, but it is Cowboys versus 49ers this week on the football field and in the Chat Sports offices. And we got our butts kicked by the Niners report in subs gained in the month of September. And yes, they're a smaller channel, so we have to cover the spread, I suppose, to get with the football analogy. We did not, losing by about 2,500 subs gained. Let's get that changed this month. When you subscribe, you get pretty much 2 videos per day on average. This is the second one of the day, by the way, here at the Cowboys Report. Hit that sub button for more free Cowboys YouTube videos right now. It's a season-high length injury report list this week for the Dallas Cowboys. We begin on the offensive line with Zack Martin and Tyron Smith, by the way. 2 of the 3 players to have a unique designation for Wednesday's practice. The injury designation, a thigh for Zack Martin, and also a rest designation. Now, what that would appear to mean is there was a planned scheduled rest day for Zack Martin and for Tyron Smith, by the way, who missed today's practice with the rest/knee designation. But they're also battling injury. So it's not just the injury. There was going to be a rest day, but there is also the injury stuff for Zack Martin, the bruised thigh/quad, and Tyron Smith still recovering from the knee injury he suffered right before the Cardinals game when you were down 3 offensive linemen. This is unusual. It doesn't happen that much to have the rest and the injury designation. Now, McCarthy had said both players would be in the limited category, that they would do a little bit of stuff today, which really bent well for hey, if you're limited on Wednesday, normally means you play. Well, they clearly were not. So does this mean that, had it not been for the rest label that was given to both players today, that it means they would have been limited? Or does it mean that, Mike was maybe being fully honest with what was going to end up happening, or the Cowboys changed their mind or whatever? Either way, we don't have great clarity for what the status is of Tyron Smith and Zack Martin. We should know more tomorrow when the typical rest designations come off, although you might see Tony Pollard get the rest designation like they did last week, by the way. Uncertainty remains, though, for the Cowboys offensive line, who will be out there in a massive football game against the San Francisco 49ers. Tyron Smith, Zack Martin, questionable, at least for now. We'll see what ends up happening there. The Cowboys have implied Zach's got a good chance, but they said it against the Cardinals. He didn't play. Jerry was less optimistic about Tyron Smith, but Mike sounded more optimistic at his press conference. So who knows? Thursday, Friday, going to go a long way. If those guys can get some limited work in, that bodes very well in the type of game that you don't want to rest your players and be like, we can be fine with them. No, you need them against the best team in the NFL. So will the Cowboys starting offensive line, for the first time since this group has been together and since way back in the 2021 NFL playoffs, play a game together? Y for yes, N for no. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and go vote. Now, we knew Tyron and Zack would be on the injury report. We did not know CeeDee Lamb would be on there. And Lamb got a similar designation, the exact same one actually, as Tyron Smith. Not injury-related rest/a knee injury. So same thing here. He was going to get a scheduled rest day, but there is also a knee injury in some capacity to CeeDee Lamb. Now, Lamb didn't seem bothered at all in the game itself. This had not been mentioned at all by the Cowboys or Mike McCarthy or anyone leading up to this first Wednesday practice. So hopefully it's something very minor. He got a rest day last week, which ended up not being a big concern. But this is different. There is that knee designation. If CeeDee Lamb's out there Thursday, much ado about nothing. Everything's fine. Go about your business. Move along. These are not the droids you're looking for, whatever. Everything's fine. If he does miss practice Thursday, that will raise some red flags, because then we don't really know. Because he gave him the rest designation, we don't know if his DNP actually means anything, or if it was just going to be the normal rest day no matter what. Now, no, he banged his knee on the table getting into the facility. We don't know. So that one is a must-monitor situation for Thursday. What is your concern level right now over these Cowboys injuries? Scale it for me from 1 to 10 in the comment section. On now to the more clear injury designations. Rico Dowdle did not participate Wednesday with that hip injury. Not a big surprise. Would have been a pretty big shock if he was even limited on Wednesday. We'll check in on Thursday and Friday for Dowdle, but I think questionable at best is his status right now after a hip contusion, which contusion is like a bruise, except you've seen those photos where like it's super black and blue and looks nasty. It's a deep bruise. It's not fun. It's very painful to deal with. So Dowdle might not be out there against the 49ers. If that's the case, you see some more Deuce Vaughn. Probably not on passing him downs, at least in pass protection this time around. He did not do great there. Just missed some reps. It wasn't even size. He just missed reps. Hunter Lipke will get some more run, and Malik Davis, a prime practice squad call-up option for the Cowboys if Dowdle cannot go. Peyton Hendershot also did not participate with his ankle injury because the Cowboys can't get through a single week of practice without a new injury popping up. They got through last Thursday, then Friday, which is a pretty light day, all things considered. Hendershot seemingly sprained his ankle, rolled it, whatever. Did not go on Wednesday. Don't know what that means for him for Friday or for the Sunday night football game. If Hendershot cannot go, again, Jake Ferguson remains your tight end one. Luke Schoonmaker, catch the ball this time, my guy. Although Hendershot's had drop issues too. He has to play better. And again, it would probably mean that Sean McEwen, the other Michigan tight end on your roster, practice squad, would be a game day call-up option as well. Folks, this blew my mind when I found it out, but did you know over 80% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about? Think of how many free trials you signed up for, the streaming service you wanted to watch. You did the week free trial of Sunday Ticket, and oops, you forgot to cancel it. That's why I'm a big fan of Rocket Money, because there's subscriptions for everything these days. Streaming, food delivery, fitness, everything else in between. Most people think they're spending $80 a month on their subscriptions. The actual number is closer to $200. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, helps you lower your bills all in one place. They have over 3 million users and counting. And Rocket Money customers have saved an average of $720 a year. So stop wasting money on things you don't use and cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. That's rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. One more time for folks, it's rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. All right, back to our vet days, Stephon Gilmore did not go on Wednesday. That's just a veteran rest day. You can't actually lie about your injury report, so nothing to be worried about there. Or for DeMarcus Lawrence, you can lie to the media about what's going to happen, but the official reports cannot be lied about. So every now and then it's like, it's a vet rest day, says the coach, and then turns out injury report, he's got a knee. Well, it's fine. Tank and Gilmore, nothing to worry about there. Micah Parsons was limited on Wednesday with his knee injury. I'm not actually that worried about it. Micah also spoke with the media after practice saying, quote, "It was definitely a banged-up game, but honestly, after getting my treatments and doing the extra work I need to do to get prepared for this game, I feel really great right now and high-spirited." In general, limited on Wednesday almost always means you're playing. The exception is if you're still kind of in a ramp-up stage. You saw that with Jordan Lewis earlier on in the year, Donovan Wilson, I think, too. Or if you actually get hurt during the Wednesday practice, and that's why you were limited. But if the game plan going in was, we'll get you some light work on Wednesday, normally by Thursday or Friday, you're up to speed, and you're playing the game on Sunday, so no concerns for me for Micah Parsons. Which you need him, of course, against a fantastic 49ers football team. So who you got? C for the Cowboys or 4 for the 49ers? Go vote in the comments section. All right, more limited participants. Again, I'm assuming these next 2 injuries came from the game on last Sunday. Malik Hooker, a shoulder injury. Again, that was not expected to be the case. But again, limited Wednesday, should be fine there. Nothing too concerning from that perspective. Same with Damone Clark, who, we'll keep an eye out for on the show. But you don't have the linebacker depth against the good ground team. So hopefully Thursday, Damone Clark is a full participant. Speaking of full participants, there was one today. That was on the injury report, I should say. Everyone else, of course, was full. Chuma Edoga, a knee injury was the designation this time, not the elbow that it was last week, but that he was full on Wednesday is a pretty darn good sign that everything's going to be okay. So we'll keep an eye on Lamb and Martin and Smith. For the most part, things okay on the Cowboys injury front.